Good morning, everyone. Patricia Sunshine here. So, I don't really know what's going on, but today it's like, I think it's around 65 degrees in Massachusetts. It is so beautiful. I'm not complaining at all. It is like, what, November 10th? So, it does make me wonder what's really going on. Anyways, so I've started taking this blood pressure medicine called amlodipine, and it seems to be getting my blood pressure under control. If you don't have one of these already, you should invest in one. If you have been prescribed blood pressure medicine by a doctor, or if hypertension runs in your family, or if you are African American. And I would say over the age of 35, you should invest in a blood pressure cuff. So my normal blood pressure, my waking blood pressure is usually kind of high. So that means like, I don't really know what that means. But when I woke up this morning, my blood pressure was 135/100. And I think like a normal healthy blood pressure for me at my age and my situation is like 120/80. So I've taken this blood pressure medicine and I'm having my coffee. Coffee usually helps me. When I wake up in the morning, I usually I'm okay unless I start dealing with people. I know that sounds weird, but then I need to calm down. So, like in my own world, if everything were perfect, I would just wake up in the morning, drink coffee, work out, wind down, gather my thoughts, figure out what I'm going to do for that day. I might need to change the order of some of these things, but so since I'm talking and since I'm standing, I think I'm not getting a good blood pressure reading. So let me just sit down. I know some people say, like, don't talk to me until after I've had my coffee, or I'm a witch until I've had my coffee, or any other choice word. So, anyways, I guess I'm gonna have to retake this because it doesn't work well standing up. Of course, you're supposed to be sitting down. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. I almost don't want to talk. The sun is right here shining in my face. I'm on a balcony at this hotel, and it's a really nice hotel, but there's no place like home, of course. So I'm limited in things that I can do, whatever. I mean, I'm making the best of what I can right now. They do have a gym. There's a gym on property downstairs. Since the coronavirus pandemic, you have to make reservations because they have to clean the gym in between. So that's what I'm waiting for right now to get into the gym. And so I guess I can tell you that, like, since I gained weight the last time during the pandemic, I've noticed like a disproportionate weight gain. And so it looked like I gained weight, like mostly around my stomach and my midsection. So things are different, like for everyone. The house has been full of children, spouses, or just adults are in the home together like all day long. And me, since I'm a very internal person, Like I need all the time. I need so much time to just stay inside, stay inside of myself and connect to myself. And if I don't get this, then it has an effect on me, So when my children were in school, I had plenty of that time, When I was living as a single parent and my children went off to school, I had a lot of that time, to just go inside of myself and connect. So now I have a partner and, so both of us work from home. So I don't get as much time to reflect as I normally would like to. So I'm kind of so my body is going through these effects. It's going through. So, but anyways, you still have to hold yourself together. You still have to take care of your children. You still have to eat properly. You still have to try to exercise. These are norms. These are things we need to do to maintain balance. So I'm not talking about going above and beyond. I'm not talking about being a fitness fanatic. I'm talking about things that we need to do to maintain our health. So we'll come out of this pandemic better than we went into it. I mean, that's my expectation. I know some people might think, well, how are you going to come out of a pandemic better? Well, while you're in isolation, while you're in this pandemic, why don't you work on yourself? Why don't you build your business? Make it worth something, okay? So anyway, since I had this uneven weight gain and disproportioned situation going on, I've noticed that I have a new goal. What is really going on? So my goal is to make my stomach flatter than my butt. This is weird. You can't really see, but camera angling is important too. So what I'm looking at right now is how I'm shaped. Just look in the mirror, honey. People, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of yourself, okay? Don't be afraid to know yourself. Don't be afraid to confront who you are. Don't be afraid of the truth, okay? Don't be afraid to get to know you in an intimate manner, okay? Spend more time with yourself than you spend with others. That's the best advice I can give. So many times we spend our lives building and building and building this, building that. How about build yourself? We do have to provide a service to others. So I know it's going to take balance. You got to build these businesses. That means you got to make contacts. So that's why planning is very important. You have to plan. So you have to plan balance in order to maintain balance most times. So you have to balance your needs with your business's needs, your family's needs, all of that. That's what I'm doing right now. And then you have to factor in the changes. I mean, my business is usually a person-to-person business. So I'm having to figure out new ways to conduct my business. The internet allows us to reach more people at one time, but it does take away from that person, one-on-one relationship. It's for me, I need that time to focus on one person. to feel connected to them. And so I need to figure out how to expand my ability to connect to people on a large scale. Like, how can I have the same impact on multiple people that I normally have on one person? Like, dealing with the online industry, this is going to be very important. Like, I need to do that. I need to figure this out. You know, for me, it isn't easy. Maybe it should be easy because I'm not actually coming into contact with these people, but I don't know. So anyways, like I said, I'm working on proportion. I'm top heavy. I gained weight in my midsection, and whatever exercises I've been doing have flattened my butt. So that's why I'm doing squats, and I'm doing some type other strength training. So I was using these leg weights, right? What I'm noticing about the leg weights is that they build muscle in places that I don't normally have muscle. And so it's changing the contour of my body, and it's causing me to not recognize myself. Let me switch sides. I don't know if there'll be a lot better lighting on this side. Not much better. So yeah, so that's what I noticed. So when you like incorporate bodybuilding, body sculpting, lifting weights like free weights, all of those might have a different effect on your body. And while your body is under a transformation, you might not identify your body, or you might lose weight in one place quicker than another, or you might tone one place over another. So, like, in my opinion, it's causing me to look a little lumpy. Like, I'm used to one thing, but I'm trying to get results on another end. And so, as I work on some parts of my body, it's causing changes, is what I would say. And so I don't know if I'm going to continue following through with the current changes, like if I'm going to continue with what I've been doing, or if I'm going to like remove the weights. Because I never had a problem with my legs. My thigh muscles build quickly, you know? And so I'm more interested in trimming fat. And so I am doing this strength training. And so I'm building muscle. And some of the fat is, of course, falling off. But at the same rate, it is causing me to look a little bulky, like I said in the beginning, you know. Well, sometimes we might not recognize ourselves anymore, but is that always a bad thing? Like, maybe we need to do things that totally transform us. We're not the same person anymore. You know, especially if you want to make change, you want to see progress in your life. You can't continue doing what you've been doing and get new results. Like, you can't be a different person if you have the same habits and behaviors, you know? And I deeply and desperately need to undergo total transformation. So I guess when I don't recognize myself, then that might feel strange to me, but that's what I actually need. All right, so what transformations are you going through? Have you made any major changes? Like, do you want to be in the same predicament now that you were in 10 years ago? So I guess you got to ask yourself, what's going on? Like, well, what isn't going on? Why haven't you made any advancements? Why does your life look exactly the same as it did 10 years ago? Like, something isn't right. Sometimes you might feel comfortable being stuck in your routine and you don't want to go outside of your comfort zone. But if you want progress, I guess you're going to have to become uncomfortable at some point. Change feels uncomfortable. Like, I wonder if the butterfly, like while it's breaking out of that cocoon, I wonder if that hurts. But I know, in my opinion, see, the butterfly has wings. It's able to fly. And it's colorful, more colorful than it was when it was a caterpillar. More people get to enjoy the butterfly than the caterpillar. Like, it's hard to see something that's very small that's crawling on the ground. But when that caterpillar undergoes that transformation, it actually is able to go from living on the ground to living in the air, spending most of its time flying. I never thought of it that way. You see, when we undergo these transformations, it's to lift us from a low place and to give us wings so we can fly. Not many people get to benefit from you while you're on the ground, but guess what? When you get your wings and you're flying and they see you in all your glory and your beauty, they get to enjoy who you are now that you've undergone this transformation. It hurts when you're going through all of that pulling away and breaking out from that cocoon. Ooh, no doubt, I bet my bottom dollar, some butterflies die before they break through that cocoon. It probably has something to do with what they ate before they went into that cocoon. I bet you some butterflies never even make it out. I bet you some butterflies never even see the light of day again, because they probably died in the cocoon. Hey, you never thought about that, have you? I bet you these butterflies that you see flying around here looking so beautiful, they had to undergo a preparatory stage. They had to eat properly while they were on that ground. So you're gonna have to take care of yourself while you're in your low place. Ooh, this is some new stuff. You're gonna have to take care of yourself while you're in your lowest state. That's how it is, you see? See, we can learn a lot from nature. Then, when you feel the need for change, the butterfly, you see that caterpillar, what happens? You think nature just says, what do you think happens? Do you think the universe shoves it into an upside down position on a tree and it just starts? What do you think happened, huh? What do you think happens? I'm gonna tell you what I think happens. I think that caterpillar, it crawls through the grass. It scrapes its belly. It avoids being eaten by the prey. So sometimes you gotta go into a hiding place, your secret place, so you won't be devoured during your weakest points. See, when you're weak and you're feeling low, you might literally be low. You might literally be low. You hear me? While you're down there, prepare. While you're down there, prepare. I know people say, well, when the world brings you to your knees, honey, pray. That is true too, honey. When the world brings you to your knees, you pray. But guess what you also do? You don't stay down there and just don't do anything. Take care of yourself. You got to feed yourself spiritually. Get away from the predators and the prey, the people who really are out to devour you. Hide yourself. Okay? That's where some of us are right now. We're hiding ourselves from the vicious. See what people don't understand. Let me tell you something. There are actually physical prey. Okay, so the devil, people would say, the devil is out to get you. That's what people are going to say, right? Honey, there are physically people on this earth who are out to get folks. Attacking them. Feeding off of them. Hoping for their demise. Beating them physically in these abusive relationships. Things like this. Okay? See, the devil, I would say, is invisible. But there are physically people in this realm who you have to protect yourself from. Just like the caterpillar has to protect itself from the birds so it won't get eaten. Okay? Now, not only does he have to protect himself, he has to eat. He's got to nurture himself. He got to strengthen himself. Now, you can't stay in one little position and not feed yourself. You're going to die, honey. You're going to die. If that caterpillar doesn't find a time to get out there and eat, then it's just going to starve. You can't let your fear paralyze you, honey. That's what you cannot do. So, when you're down there, be mindful and protect yourself. But you also got to feed yourself and strengthen yourself. So when you go into that transformational stage, when life starts pressuring you, or when you have to be strong and you have to have fortitude, when you're wrapping yourself in all of, see, that is like your difficulty in life. That's when you're wrapping yourself, okay? This stuff is to strengthen you. You wrapping yourself, you protecting yourself, you learning all these new things, okay? Don't die in your difficulty. Don't let it kill you. So the butterfly wraps itself and wraps itself. I think it goes into that stage where it's ready to go into the cocoon because it has met the challenges of surviving, is ready for growth and transformation. It's ready. That's why it goes into that cocoon. And it needs to isolate itself so it can be fortified by all that it has learned and experienced, all the feeding itself and nurturing itself. It wraps itself. And then, no doubt, when it has accepted all the lessons that it's learned, when it has made it a stronger specimen and species, one day it wakes up and it says, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I want to see where this is leading to. So it begins to use its wings. Break out. Breaking out hurts. When you're coming out from the place of darkness, when you're coming out from where people thought you were not going to make it, when you're coming out from that place of destitute and despair, you're coming out. That mess feels bad, probably. It's going to take some strength to come out. You can't be worried about what the caterpillar's going to think. The people who are still crawling around there on the ground, they're the caterpillars. The people who are not ready for their own transformation, they're the caterpillars. They're still in their larva stage or whatever you want to call it. They're still on the ground. They can't see what you see. You understand? They can't see what you see because they're still caterpillars. They ain't been through what you've been through, honey. They don't have any idea. They can't even help you. They don't know what it's like to be a butterfly, so they can't tell you, honey. Only best thing they can do is tell you where you can hide and where you can get some good caterpillar food. They can't tell you how to go through your transformation. So stop looking for people to help you transform who haven't even transformed themselves. So when you're coming out of the dark, I'm glad I see the light now. I see the light, I see the light. People try to stop me, watch me. So that might hurt. When I'm trying to step out of my past, when I'm stepping out, I ain't trying, I'm doing it. This mess feels uncomfortable. Because you sometimes see the caterpillars sitting in their pews, in their corners, talking about you. Be like, she done wrapped herself all up in that cocoon. That's what she gets. Look at her. She can't even crawl around freely like us. Honey, I'm going through a transformation. I ain't trying to crawl around like you. I'm in my cocoon and I am coming out, honey. You don't even know, honey. I ain't even trying to talk bad to you. When you get to where I am, then you talk to me, honey. But at this moment, I'm coming out of my cocoon. Hey, oh snap. All right. Then when you begin to take flight, people don't know what's going on. They be like, oh, I guess I was wrong. Yes, and you were. See, as a butterfly, people see you in all your glory, but they don't know what you had to undergo. They don't know what you went through in that transformation. They don't know that you almost died while you was down there. They don't know you almost died before you got done wrapping yourself up and strengthening yourself and securing your surroundings. They don't know something could have almost taken you out before you even wrapped yourself in that cocoon. Then while you're protecting yourself, you don't know the elements, the enemy, whoever you want to call it. While you in your little cocoon, you don't have any idea what's going on out there. That's why sometimes you got to turn those TVs off, turn the radio off, get away from people, stop having people whispering in your ear, telling you to do it like this, telling you to do it like that. Bump them. They don't know what's best for you. You go into your secret place where you can connect to yourself and commune with nature and the universe, and you be out there in your cocoon. and you let nature take its course. You do what you have to do, and nature will do the rest. Okay? So that's what you do. They don't know what you've been through. All they see is you flying around in your glory, and they're like, oh, okay, I see you. They might want to be like you, but honey, you got to go through that whole process yourself. I can't pick you up from being a cocoon. I can't pick you up from being a caterpillar and turn you into a butterfly. That's a transformation you're gonna have to decide. You're gonna have to go through yourself. See, that's a mistake people make. You think you can help people from one state to the other, but that's gonna take them being ready. That's a mental state of mind. You know, you gotta get there. And some people might be a caterpillar and they might despise the butterfly. Don't worry, honey, your time is coming.